2, 1. Now we get to play as the question mark.
Oh my god, the question mark. Let's go!
Also, you select it, it goes. Even though I'm pretty sure
Epic.
that RTX it ray traced that away from me.
F. F. Oh man. Also, Angel Island falls again.
What is the explanation for this? Why does Angel Island fall again? The Master Emerald. I mean, I probably understand why they did it like this. It's so they didn't need to like make a new part of Mystic Ruins.
That's like a
Because
crater.
again, that side wall is supposed to be Angel Island. So just to make it easier on themselves, so they don't need to model a crater, they just decided to make Angel Island can just fall again. That's fine.
Well, that and aren't the 6 emeralds already on Angel Island with Knuckles?
So yes, Knuckles does have the 6 Chaos Emeralds with him.
With the 7th one being the power source for Tails Plane, which Big has.
Yes.
Alright, I just needed to remind myself more than anything.
So, is there any plot significance to why, besides maybe it's the Chaos Emeralds, is there actually a definitive plot point to why Angel Island fell again, rather than Sonic Team didn't want to model a crater?
I think it's the fact that Chaos was not resealed, and Tikal is still not sealed with him, maybe? And like...
So that... Okay. So that would make sense
I don't know.
In the sense of, was the ancient Echidna civilization on Angel Island, was that not floating?
I think the assumption is that the ancient
No, it's not
Echidna
floating
civilization...
because there's a bridge there and there's water. But there's also water... No, what? I'm thinking too fast.
Where the altar is just separate for the sake of being separate. I don't know why it's not underground like it is in Sonic 3, but it's there.
Yeah, it was underground.
It was underground in the Hidden Palace.
In Hidden Palace. And now it's above ground because, sure.
Now it's above ground. Because
And
they didn't want to do polygons
which
or
then
something.
also... So yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, again, soft reboot. They can work with it.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
that means Chaos and Tikal were still sealed inside the Emerald, technically, if you really think about it, in Sonic 3. Because they've been there the whole time. Ooh, thousands of years. Ooh.
Ooh. And that would also explain why the Master Emerald had some abilities thing with Chaos. You know, retroactively.
Yeah. Except for the
retroactively,
ending of this part where Tikal just kind of goes, "Hoo." Also, I went to the wrong part of Mr. Ghrans. But at the end where Tikal, takes Chaos back into the Master Emerald, they just kind of float and go poof.
Yeah.
And then
Technically,
that's the end of the game. Station Square is still completely fucking obliterated.
But Sonic's being all badass and going off and stopping Egghead again.
Yeah, that...
Even though everyone else is left to clean up the mess. Nobody cares. Nobody cares because open your heart.
That's why Sonic Adventure 2 takes place in San Francisco Zone. It's because they were still rebuilding Station Square.
That would make sense, actually.
And also, the hilarious thing is that even, like, me and my experience on the internet, and mostly DeviantArt, for some reason, the typical go-to, what is a generic town that Sonic could be in when I'm writing this damn fan fiction? Every time it's Station Square.
Because it's that iconic.
I guess it is that iconic, even though it's literally the only Station Square you really get to see in the game is just those weird 2 closed-off sections.
And I guess you could say Speed Highway is part of Station Square?
Yeah.
You could say that.
I guess.
Just an extension.
Yeah.
This place. It looks familiar.
And why is the rings just bright blue when everything else is this glowing red?
Well, I don't know why. I mean, it's red kind of cancels out blue, but I'm not sure why it's like neon blue.
I think it's just something with the lighting of the
It's something with the
bracelet.
lighting being fucked, yeah.
Because, like,
I mean,
is the entire freaking world pulsing with light?
I mean, it's supposed to convey, like, fire. I mean, at least, hey,
Yeah.
it's better using the Dreamcastify mod rather than if I played this vanilla.
True. Also,
Because I believe without the mod, it just kind of puts a stupid red fog on the area.
yeah.
And also a
DX
conversation
is
that
not
I
good.
had with X Sandwich while he was watching me play this was the fact that they tried this scene to be, you know, very dramatic and whatnot, but the animation really does not pull it off. Like, the animation quality,
Yeah.
at least.
But that's more of a restriction of the time.
I mean,
More
yes,
so
I
than
understand this
anything.
is a 21-some-year-old game, but looking at it the lens of, you know, somebody who's never seen this game before.
Yeah, I can understand that it's a little
understand.
underwhelming.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, the characters can interact with the flashback. That's something that we've never addressed so far, but it is confirmed to be a thing at this point.
Yeah, it's. I mean, is like in like the earlier flashback sequences, you can actually talk with the Akindo tribe.
NPCs, yeah. And Tikal specifically talks with, I think, maybe Tails.
Well, she also talks to Gamma as well.
Oh right, yeah.
Which how the hell can Tikal make Gamma initiate a fucking flashback?
I do not know.
Ah, hell.
Sonic Adventure. It's a magical game, I think.
I was on a snooze cruise, I guess.
I like how this
That
is also
face.
the only point where when Tikal puts somebody in a flashback, they just fucking knock out.
It's fine. Egghead has the emeralds, but it's fine because we don't know where the 7th is.
Lead the way.
Oh wait.
And Tails disappears.
Disappears. It's fine. He's just going up ahead, I think. Maybe. And you died in the overworld.
Actually, technically, you can call that a death warp because it spawned to be right there. It made it a little bit quicker.
Fair enough.
Speed run tactic. Just kidding.
Speed run.
Do you actually lose a life when you die in the overworld?
I believe so. Again, it's been a fucking decade, but I think so.
The one thing I don't like is that each character has their own separate lives rather than, you know, your life pool being shared. Because I had more than enough lives with Sonic.
Beer.
And also, we ran over here just to see that cutscene. Beautiful. And now it's time for the opening cutscene again. Once again, why does Station Square, which this looks a much more open area than the really weird, like, is that section of Station Square that is the, like, hub world that we play in. Like, that is, like, it's completely cut off. How did cars come and go in that area? Like, it makes no logistical sense. Ah, hell, the Ghrans died. Probably got whacked in the head with a manhole cover. And also, Sonic being the fastest thing alive? How about the inhabitants of fucking Station Square?
It's already evacuated.
That's
it's fine.
evacuated
also,
during
I
this.
love being interrupted while recording.
Oh, you got interrupted. Okay, I was like, oh, did he like disconnect again? Are we gonna find the
No,
damn
not this
4th
time.
Chaos Gron?
Also, epic graphics.
Epic graphics, that's all pre-rendered. A Dreamcast can't do this shit.
It's all pre-rendered. It's fine.
It's fine. You see, the Dreamcast attempts of pulling that off during... Yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we only get this, you know, for real by the time we get to Generations.
Yeah, Generations. And we don't even fight him as Supersonic, so it's not even...
That
Also,
just goes to
Eggman
show that
casually
Supersonic is a
between now
crutch.
and then built a second egg carrier.
Yeah. Why not? He probably had a backup anyway. Did you see how large Final Egg was?
Yeah, casually... yeah, I guess, but casually has a second airship that
That
gets
gets
fucking
immediately
annihilated.
destroyed.
Good job, dude. You really... Like, Eggman just shows up just to get the shit kicked out of him. Like, you had your chance, and you tried, dude.
No chance. No chance.
Team Eggman's blasting off again!
Yeah, it still doesn't beat the 06 one.
No.
Nothing beats that.
Yes! Where it was like 3 keyframes of animation. He just kind of went woo, woo,
Boom.
woo.
Boom. Also,
fucking
yes,
remember
Tikal
that.
is Hintorb. Tikal is Hintorb.
And look at there!
My heart has always been
How did Sonic
Hintorb
know
knew all
Tikal's name?
along. Yes. I mean, it was probably said in one of the flashbacks for Sonic. Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Also, positive and negative energy of the Chaos Emeralds. Never touched on again, and that's good because that also makes no fucking sense.
I thought it was. I don't know. And later on. I thought. Nah. 06 was kind of different.
How can that help? Won't change how he feels inside, will it?
I mean, the emeralds were drained of their power in Unleashed.
Anger just won't vanish.
Yeah, but that's like completely drained. Like there's nothing left in there. Sonic can't do anything with that.
True. Then again, if we want to be technical, Werehog is a super form.
Is it? I thought Werehog
It
was
required-
influenced in the same way that like people go super depresso espresso at night because of Dark Gaia.
But there's also the influence of the 7 Chaos Emeralds within that reaction.
Hey guys, what's up?
You have to at
Is
least
that
admit that.
inferred or is that actually like confirmed by like that pickle guy?
I think that's more inferred, so I'm probably just crazy.
You see,
What
me,
else
I
is new?
always thought it was the same, like, we're completely talking about a completely different game, that this conversation, this is stupid.
Yes.
That probably should be saved for once we do the Unleashed games. But I always thought, because in the ending cut, like, towards the end of Sonic Unleashed, Dark Gaia rips the Werehog out of Sonic. So I
Right.
believe it's the same thing where it's only a not a side effect of the emeralds being forcefully ripped out of him.
Well,
Because if
obviously
that
it's
was
not
the
that.
case, we would have had the Werehog back in Sonic 3. And
Huh.
so
Well,
I believe it's a side effect of the Earth being cracked open like that and Dark Gaia coming out rather than, you know, the Chaos Emeralds being forcefully ripped out of him.
it's obviously not the Chaos Emeralds being ripped out of him that causes it. The way I see it, it's the influence of the Chaos Emeralds releasing Dark Gaia early. There's the power of the Chaos Emeralds there. There's Dark Gaia's
The only
influence.
power that the only thing that Eggman used the Chaos Emeralds for was to power the laser. The Earth cracking open is what released Dark Gaia.
Right. I am crazy then. I want to talk about something else here.
Yeah.
That's actually related to the fucking game.
Yes. All right. Let's go on with that.
The music. I never understood why Open Your Heart is in the first half of this. It changes to the dramatic music in the second half. Never
Yes,
understood.
I believe there's a
understood
mod
this.
that was in the Dreamcastify mod that actually flipped it the other way around.
Which I feel makes a little more sense, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I completely understand why they have the dramatic music in the second half.
Yes, because it's supposed to be like the more... Because I see... I believe that Open Your Heart should be in the last part, because it's supposed to be like the triumph part of it. Well, the first...
Final push, yeah.
Yeah, if that makes any sense. So I feel that it's better with Open Your Heart being in the second phase of the boss, even though there literally is no difference between the two phases, rather than it's just another health bar.
And a couple more projectiles,
Yeah.
I say, as you continually get shot in the face.
Yeah.
I do like the concept of this boss, though,
Yeah.
where you have to maintain speed.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good
believe
concept for the boss.
It is a good concept to use with Supersonic, because Supersonic can just do a Jesus and
fast.
run on water like this. So it makes sense that, you can't run out of rings. And... yeah, I feel... out of the Sonic Adventure games, do you think Perfect Chaos or Final Hazard is a better final boss?
Honestly, I think they're both serviceable for what they do.
Yeah.
They're
Even though
both
Final
fine.
Hazard
No.
is much more of a pain in the ass.
Yes.
I mean, at least
Both
it's
are
not
annoying.
destroyed in like 1 minute and 30 seconds like Perfect Chaos is.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
Yeah. And I mean, there we go. The game gave me 1,000 points just for taking down the final boss. And that's it. That's the game. So, in all, Sonic Adventure it's Sonic's first foray into 3D, and it fucking shows. Nice! Finally, we found the fourth Chaos Kron.
Chaos has changed again, this time for the better.
So, in terms of, like, these characters' first, 3D forays, like, yep, user Ghrans number 4 has connected. But... Yes, Mario 64 did take about, like, 3 years to make, but I think it's... 64, in the end, is still an old, archaic game in terms of, like, some of its concepts. Like, especially,
Yes.
like, I remember seeing on Twitter a mod that made it so instead of selecting a mission, all the stars are available and you stay in the stage until you leave. Like, Odyssey style.
It's Odyssey, yeah.
And I believe
Which
that could have made the game better, but then again, this is like the first game that they're making. But in the end, the general consensus is that 64 is a marginally better game than Adventure.
For
And
what
especially
they-
if you kind of go into like the typical like pop culture impact part of it.
Yeah. For me, I enjoy more aspects of this game than 64.
Oh
but
yes,
I can
100%.
respect 64 for what it does. Because it literally had the challenge of making a 3D platformer when there really wasn't any other 3D platformers.
Yeah. So
Like, Bubsy 3D was in development at the same time. And we know what happened there.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's... it also goes back into the... I don't think that... I mean, for me, as a kid playing these games, I always thought these were awesome. Like, even
Yeah.
like Sonic Heroes. But then again, I'm a kid that doesn't know any better. And I still love, Sonic as a character. I love, the games, and especially like the extra things it gets into, like the shows and whatnot, and all the like the fan community that surrounds it. But there really hasn't been, besides Mania and like the classic 3 games, there hasn't been anything that's been like over like a 7 out of 10, if you know what I'm saying.
I guess that's fair.
And I mean, so I mean, I'm just completely rambling off the top of my head over this absolutely amazing track.
Yes.
But I mean, I still love the Blue Hedgehog. It's just he needs something quick before Sega itself falls into obscurity.
Yeah, like the series needs something big. That I think the biggest issue is that the entire fan base is so divided.
That too.
That it's like everything is so divided. Honestly, when it comes
to games, I don't think Sega can ever make anything that will appease everybody, because there are people who, you know, grew up on the classics and those are their favorites and they want more like that. They want more of Mania. They want more, you know, stick to straights, speed-based, rewarding, explorative platforming. And then there's people that grew up with the adventure games who want, you know, more open, you know, slower, but more open, explorative, you know, story-based games. And then you have dipshits like me that grew up with like Sonic Heroes and Unleashed.
The Boost era.
Yeah, Boost era, which I grew up with Sonic Rush, and I'd love. Even though Rush really was like hold B to win, I still loved it.
And then Rush
Adventure. Actually, it was hold Y to win. Rush Adventure. Actually, I finished Rush Adventure before I played Rush, so Rush Adventure is great. Besides all of the boat shit.
Boats.
Boat.
The one thing they took from Zelda. And it wasn't good.
Yeah. Weren't people saying that, didn't like, what was that one DS game come out like around the same time as Adventure?
The only one I can think of is Phantom Hourglass, Legend of Zelda.
Wasn't
which
there
had
like
all the same boat stuff.
Okay, yeah, because I know that there was the train one, but I remember there also being another DS one that was more on like boats.
Yeah, that was the one before it, and that is the sequel to Wind Waker. The only like others of the 3 sequels, four sequels in the entire Zelda franchise.
Yeah.
That are like actual direct sequels. Actually, wait. I'm thinking too hard about this now. Zelda's weird. Everything's weird. Video games are fun.
Zelda is kind of like, oh, look at all these timelines. Oh.
I don't think you're supposed to make everything connect.
Well, at least, you know what? People who are fans of the Zelda franchise get more consistently good titles. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of spent this entire, like, last part of this part kind of, like, being all depresso espresso about, you know, this game and the Sonic franchise as a whole, and also Sega as a whole. Because, like, I've said, this has been news for a while, but, you know, Sega leaving the arcade business, like, you know, their business is kind of, like, shows bad signs for, you know, the future of the company itself. But, I mean, not to get all depresso espresso, but I'm a little depresso espresso. But yes, for all of its flaws and how bad of a game, or at least how bad of the game the, you know, typical now of the internet thinks, thanks Game Grumps, I still enjoy Sonic Adventure. Congratulations. And that was it. That was Sonic Adventure 1. I don't know what the next game is, because fuck if I got anything on the docket.